Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
We are live. What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? It is a beautiful Thursday night. We are like, what? I don't know, a day away from people starting to show up at SDCC. A lot of people saying, hey, are you there? No. In the words of LA Knight. I am not there for many reasons. The biggest amongst them being, that's a lot of travel, man. In my old age, in my old age of 30. Holy crap, Marty's already here to fact check me. It is Wednesday night. That's how this week's going. That is how this week's going. Tonight's brought to you by this really terrible twisted tea with rocket pop. Oh my gosh, that's bad. Oh, so there's all sorts of craziness going on with toy reveals. And I'm like, hey, I should probably talk about that. Because there's been, like, it's SDCC week, so it's kind of normal. But the amount of stuff that, like, non-Hasbro stuff that has come out this week, I feel like I've spent my entire week in front of the computer, largely because I have. And if that's not enough, I also got 3 pallets of Hasbro stuff on Monday. And I have been... yeah, it's been going a little crazy. It's been a little hectic. A lot of orders to fill, a lot of pre-orders. Lots and lots of pre-orders over at the toy store. Quintastic, what's up, brother? We are doing great. Super busy, as always. All right, now let's get to the fun. Let me get my face up here. You know, I'm the only person who still struggles with StreamYard, apparently. I don't know. It's just me. I don't get it. Oh, well. Anywho, let's see. Hey, nice failed Imaginer. So I talked to like 3 people. Are you the author by chance? Because I thought I actually started your book last night and it had like one of the best opening segments ever, if that is you, indeed. It's rare for me to read print media that's not on a Kindle at this point. But yeah. What else we got going on? I saw the HBK exclusive. I did not get it. I felt like it was lazy. I thought it was super lazy. Failed Imagineers is back. Yes, okay, I remember you now. You were out in the hallway. You and your wife. Brappy Hour, you got your Battle Droid notification today. It already left the building, too. I was kind of bummed, though. I finished all of the pre-orders today, and then I looked, and there's no Battle Droids left. And then I looked at Palpatine, and there's no Palpatine left. One day I'll get good enough at this ordering thing where I don't have a ton extra or not enough. Oh, look. My niece heard me and said, Uncle Matt is my best friend. Hi, Amelia. I don't see you. I'm sorry, but hi. NWO for life. I kind of want to make an NWO t-shirt, but do it in like the Nerdzoic blue, and then do the like cross off new and just make it say nerd. You saw a Droidica for $65. What is the MSRP on those? I know it's not $65. Right? Sometimes I forget what the prices are because, like, there's just so many things. They're $35. 60. You better be in Canada if they're trying to sell it for $65. Good Lord. Loose collector Great Wolves. Not looking likely because they don't go through distributors. They are all direct. And my China connections are not great. By not great, I mean non-existent. I need to have someone over there. I talked about it in the last video some, but this is a loose collector is a great example as to where that falls. Omar, what is up? Edward, how you doing? Heinrich Hoffman, how are you, sir? I see a lot of your messages in the or your posts in the Cabal. It's nice to put a face to a name in your little profile picture there. Did I see the skeletons? I saw them. I thought they were cool, but I was more excited for the fact that they're going to have some really old other stuff. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have my credit card queued up to possibly pick up an ethereal all in. I'm willing to bet they only have like one or two, and it's probably going to come destroyed because they even put a notice on there that it might come pretty bagged up. But hey, not like I keep them in the package anyway. But that way I can get. I think I lost the wings to my ethereal. Let's get the lights on. Here we go. Look at this. Little behind the scenes action there. Jaded Toy Street Fighter. So I got Taoism in this week. He's here. I still haven't gotten M. Bison. I know a couple others had him recently. Unfortunately, the main U.S. shipment hasn't come in yet, so I haven't seen too many other than at like the big stores who do their own direct shipments from China. Big Nerdy, you going to do a top? Oh, that's a good idea. I kind of like that. I wasn't going to. I actually have videos planned all the way out until the end of August. So I might do that. Yeah, I know FYE really likes to mark things up. Not gonna lie, I actually one year I was like, man, maybe I should just get one of those like the pop-ups at the mall just to do the like toys just to undercut them. It'd be kind of fun. McFarlane Tumbler, they came and went. I sold a couple of dozen of those suckers instantly. One of those things where I really wasn't sure what to expect, and they went quick. I do have mine, like up there. I can't see it, but I got it. Sydney, Australia. Good morning, mate. Oh, Quinn, that's awesome. I would love to do that kind of stuff if I had the space and the capacity to get in older stuff, clean it up and stuff. Oh, that'd be fun. I don't have a clue how to say your first name. I'm assuming it's not your name. Duck Sun? Done. Something like that. Japanese Spider-Man. I'm actually surprised that they're even around anymore. Ammo to go. What's up, Darren? Yes, FYE at Capital City Mall. You know it. You know, does anybody else get depressed when the malls are like you go into a mall now and it's like the shell of what it used to be? Even like regular retail sales, it really like just brings up a wave of depression. It's kind of sad. Crosshair. Well, I've seen a couple places say expected in the next 2 weeks. I haven't seen hide nor hair from my distributor, which means not in the next 2 weeks, but probably in the next month. I think Bosk is coming next week. That's the first one. So is this is switching lines, but the Juggernaut and Colossus. 32 inches. It would literally be that. I don't know. That will never happen just because of price. Cobra Night Raven 3D print. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the McFarlane tumbler is really nice. It's a big hunk of plastic. I mean, I could like nitpick and say I wish there was like some action features, maybe a missile or something, or a turret, but it's pretty good. Yeah, big old Fortress Maximus. I'm actually kind of hoping to sell him quickly because he takes up a lot of space. I got a pallet of them, and I'm like, oh. I went through a little bit. One of the reasons I'm doing this live is because I was in a grumpy mood earlier, because like we've reached a point, like I actually been looking at warehousing space, and I only need 2,000 or 3,000 square feet. I don't need 10. And my wife is like insisting that it's really, really, really close. And I'm like, no, 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 I can't find it. So I was in a mood because all the stuff we got today, here's some inside baseball. I am not a car guy. I don't believe in car payments. I'm cheap in that sense. Our minivan, I've stretched that sucker out way longer than I should have been able to. Like 3 years ago, they're like, this isn't going to pass inspection next year because of the rust. 2 years ago, they were like, okay, fine, one more year. Last year, they're like, seriously, we shouldn't do this. And this year, they're like, no, we can't pass this. They took me underneath, and there's no frame left. So now we're rocking one car, which stinks because I have to haul a bunch of product to and from our storage unit in a sedan. If that's not bad enough, our residential recycling will not take it. So I have to haul that to the next town over to my mom's house because they take it from her house. And it takes like 3 trips. Yeah, I'm really doing a whole lot of time in the car now. It's really productive. That's interesting. That Targets and Walmarts have been phasing them out. I don't know. Like I could tell you that they're just pissing me off. There's a whole video coming Monday about that, and I don't want to put too much emphasis on it today because like I put that I was pretty round up for that video. So yeah. Knights of the Old Republic too. Okay, that's why I don't recognize it. Like if you're not a Revan, I'm not going to remember the name. Are you? The wife is texting me. What do we got? So, you know what's funny? So the McFarlane Marvel statues have been an absolute train wreck in terms of sales. I thought they would sell like better than like Movie Maniacs and Music Maniacs and Warhammer. Not as good as like DC, obviously. Music Maniacs, Ozzy Osbourne sold more units than these McFarlane Marvel statues. They are, whoa, nobody wants these things. Maybe it's because they're called action figures. And some of them look great. Spider-Man looks amazing. I think Deadpool looks good. I think Captain America looks awful. Like, wow. Yeah, this is just the growing in of I haven't shaved in 4 days. And yes, that's really only 4 days growth. It doesn't come quick here. Yeah, the mall thing's depressing. If I was Elon Musk, I would absolutely open like a super mall with the only goal being low. Like break even, that's it. Hey, Kyle's here. What's up, Kyle? You should be on here. That's producer Kyle. Tell me when. I'll send you that link. Wait, Bosk from Mafex? What are you talking about here? Is that really a thing? I see. Oh, I see it now. That's pretty cool. Not painted, but pretty cool. What else? Oh, they got some cool stuff, huh? I haven't seen any of these pictures yet. Interesting. Very interesting. I'll tell you what. That speaking of the Mafex Bane, that thing sold out like quick. I still have mine, but that's it. Tumblr is the animated one. Are you talking about the animated Batmobile? I can tell you the box is big, and so was the Joker Mobile when I had that in stock for a while. Robert Page, you made it. You made it. Zabu Wave. So it depends on what you got. So I'm pretty sure I shipped out all of the, yeah, I did. All the sets went out, but I still have not gotten any of my cables yet. Cable got put, I got cut. Everyone did. That's why it's still on pre-order in places. He's not going to be here until probably November. I'll be sending out an email probably next year. Woo! Next week on cable once I can confirm, because I'm looking on cable and I need to get an answer on a couple others. So yeah, they are going to be a bit on the cable, but the rest of them are here. So if you have others that are stuck waiting on a cable, shoot me an email. We'll ship you all the other stuff a while. The heck is a rental haul? I don't know, but if it was $19.99, I'd do it. I mean, if you mean a U-Haul, I need it every day. How can I get you to check out my Instagram? It depends. I'm pretty bad at the whole social media thing, surprisingly. Like, I'm good at making videos sometimes, but like actually seeing all the different things, I really struggle with it. But shoot me an email. Maybe if I see the email, I should when I get there. Yeah, they were all over the place. They were really just kind of a little bit here, a little bit there. Yeah, I saw the Bosk as a prototype, unpainted still. Did I like the Acolyte? Yeah, no. So, in fairness, I didn't watch the whole thing. I dropped out after the second episode, and my reasons are the reasons no one talks about. Like, I thought the story wasn't compelling. I thought the acting and the characters were not likable, except for Soul. He was awesome. But, like, it didn't feel like Star Wars. But I'll also say this. With the exception of a couple episodes of The Mandalorian, most of it hasn't really felt like Star Wars to me. I feel like Star Wars just does not work in TV form. I feel like it's just too long and drawn out, and it almost like overexposes the mystique. I just ordered the Super 7 Lion-O. Yeah, I still have never sold a Super 7 figure in my life. It's pretty amazing. Be glad you're not a car guy. I know. Well, I'm in the Rust Belt too, which doesn't help because cars rust out so quick. Good evening. What's up, brother? How you doing, Brian? Epi, producer Epi's here. We got the whole Nerdzoic team in. Chrissy, are you in there somewhere doing customer service and watching? Are you still getting windowless packaging for newly released figures? So, weird one there, actually. Everything that's new released is windowed. What's weird is I got the concept Megatron in the other day, which first released earlier this year. But when it released earlier this year, it was in the closed windowless box. But now it just came with a window. No plastic, but a window. It was very weird. Yeah, Roland, I think that was the plan. I don't think it's so much a reprint. I think it was a plan that they did it in waves. It seems like that's what they do. Because if you think about it logistically for a moment, let's say you have like 5 containers that you're going to send over on a particular month, and I'm just making up a number. If you know that you're going to need 4 of them of cable, you're not going to fit everything else in one container. So it does make sense to split it up. So I think there's actually quite a bit of them already made and just slowly being brought over. Like that's what happened with Scarlet Spider. How long did it take for stores to get that in stock? I didn't have it in stock until like late June, early July, and that was supposed to be a May release. I got the rest of the figures for that wave in March. Brother or sister, if you live anywhere near me, yes, probably. I don't know about part-time. I got a couple of those, but I got employees. I made an offer to somebody as a full-time employee who I used to work with, and I thought she'd be great, and I was going to have her, like, she's got a good personality. I was going to have her and my wife do videos and stuff when I wasn't doing videos, really let them like run the TikTok end, but no such luck. Yeah, I do know about the Sabine helmet. She is sitting at my distributor right now on a pallet waiting for me to say ship it, which I'll probably do Friday. I'll tell them Friday, which means it will probably be here Wednesday. You might not get a big turnout. The president and former are live events right now. Oh, that's funny. So, like right now, the choices live are Biden, Trump, or Big Nerdy. I know who I would pick. It's me. Although I will say I don't have Hulk Hogan like stumping for me. That's a little hard. Robert, guess what, dude? So I got a 3D printer. So that video you were talking about, Bamboo Printers was watching it apparently, and they sent me an email saying, "Hey, what's your address?" And they sent me like their $1,500 X1 carbon printer. So I've been reading up on it. I'm so pumped for that. Those are the only points. Omar, those are the only points that were talked about. Well, see, I heard a lot of the whole like, we don't like it, like all of the drama stuff. And I'm like, no, like I watched it because I wanted to see if it was any good. I liked the idea and concept, but I didn't like it in execution. Of course, I bought the Cantina. I'm so pumped for that. I have a lot of Marvel Legends Ghost Riders in stock. That's one of those ones where I went heavy on, and I have a stack of them sitting in my garage right now, a stack of cases. No, actually, it's like 3 stacks of cases. So go get one. Why is Disney failing to capture the magic? That's a great question. I don't know that I really know the answer to it. I really do. I'm the only one saying this, I think. But I think that the TV show format is just not right for Star Wars. It overexposes it. It's like, it's just too much Star Wars. And I never thought I'd say that. But when you're trying to tell, like, think about it. We told the entire original trilogy in like 6.5 hours. But we're going to do one season of a show, and it's going to be the same amount of time. And we got to feel like we have to show the same amount of magic of 3 movies in one season. And you're just not going to do it. Like, I really wish that they would try to just go for movies instead, even if they're not like big theater things, maybe just direct to the streaming service. And I know why they don't. They don't do it because they want people to subscribe. But this doesn't work. It's obviously not working. Mandalorian is awesome, but I'll diss the Mandalorian in this. Every episode is the same thing. Mandalorian has Baby Yoda, and he goes, "Okay, let's go find your family." And then they go off, and then it's like, "Oh no, hi, I need you to go on a random side quest." They go on the side quest. Baby Yoda does something cute. Episode over. Rocket Knight, thank you. I do breathe when I talk. I just edit it out. It's always fun. Dave's on. Well, is he still in Japan? It's a very different time for him. Mathx Andrew Garfield. So, initial reaction, and I shouldn't say this as somebody who sells it, I thought the face was off. I didn't think the face was great, but I've said that before, and then it comes in looking good. Like, I have faith. It's rare that they mess up a face on Mathx, but it was not looking great when I saw it. Yeah, the Rust Belt thing is totally real and totally sucks. In fact, I was trying to buy this dude's car from where was I trying to buy? Oh, he was from Texas, but he just moved here and he's trying to sell his truck, and I was all over that. Walmart clears out stuff quicker than it's like they don't want to have stuff. I had someone over there, they're like, "Why do you have so much older stuff?" Like, I have like the Age of Apocalypse wave. I'm like, because why not? It's not like it's taking up money. I have a couple units of each figure. So if somebody gets into the line, they can come to me and get it. That's kind of the idea. Big Nerdy for president. Here we go. Now we're talking. I like this. I like this. I'm in. I would be a great president for a week or something. I'm sure it wouldn't go terribly at all. Amir is texting me. Oh, I'm sorry. I've now dubbed Amir the Chicken Man. So what does he have to say? Oh, Amir. Oh, Amir. Yes, sir. Stacks of Danny Cash. Maybe I'll go upstairs and show you. What ended up happening there is I heard from my one distributor who heard from someone at Hasbro. that orders were going to be cut insanely. So I turned off my pre-order when I had only sold 1/3 of my requested stock. So I got a lot. There was some really bad EU. I think everybody looks at the Star Wars EU with the nostalgia goggles through the Thrawn trilogy, but like I read some dumb stuff, man. I think Children of the Jedi or something. There was some really bad stuff. Yeah, I'm planning to go to ZoloCon as of right now. We shall see. I will let you know. I'm really excited, man, to get into that. John, that's funny. I don't have any HasLab Dragonflies ordered. There's always the chance that someone calls me and says, hey, I got 30 of these. You want to buy them? And then I will. I don't like doing the HasLabs for the store. The obvious reason is I'm putting all that cash on the line for a while. Most of the non-Hasbro manufacturers want a deposit up front now, so you got to be careful with cash. Michael J. Jackson, the king of pop. Thank you. I appreciate you. The EU isn't that great. It's just nostalgic. I agree. But I will also say that the Yuuzhan Vong, I thought that was really, really well done for the first, 7 or 8 books of the whole, was it the New Jedi Order? Is that what it was called? I think R.A. Salvador did the first one, and I still remember them killing Chewie as he went at the moon as it crushed him. And I sat there reading it, ready to cry. It's crazy. Yeah, I got the 89 Bat Cow. That is weird. I am trying to figure out what the hell is going on with that. Our distributors are telling us the MSRP is $160. I don't know. It's a weird situation. We'll see. Have you been able to find Warbird? So I don't go to Target or Walmart anymore unless I absolutely have to. And when I do, I do store pickup because I'm lazy. Toy hunting is dead for me. Most retail things is dead for me. Instead, when there's exclusives, I literally say to my buddies, right now, I got Eric and John looking for the Harlem Heat because I need some Booker T in my life for my wrestling shelf, and he's exclusive. New Venom, I actually think looks pretty good. I haven't looked up close yet, though. Quinn, that's awesome, man. You sold through those, Danny Kesh. Now, I have a lot of them. I don't know where they are, but for me, it's fine. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to get, it comes with, what do I say? Water. I'll pick up an R2 and a 3PO so he can throw them out of the bar. I do need to put Han and Greedo in their corner. Couple of patrons, 1 or 2 aliens, and Bo Sheik, and we're good to go. I do zero customizing of figures, but I would like to. It comes down to a space thing, really. Don't really have a space to do that kind of stuff right now. I'm hoping, if I can get a damn warehouse, then I can. Marvel's. Did you hear the rumor that Marvel's live action? Well, that'd be cool. Honestly, that would be the way to do it, right? If you do that, that lineup is the lineup. When they first started coming out with X-Men movies in, was it 99 or 2000, and they didn't have Beast, I was like, the hell is this? The Heat Claws Wolverine. No, that probably just means, so that was when they were doing that experiment of only selling solid cases. So my guess is that your Target found a couple of cases, or even worse, what probably happened is the distribution center found a pallet of them and sent one to every store. Derek, this is a great question. I did state in the past that I didn't sell wrestling figures because they didn't sell, yet retail aisles are typically picked clean. That was a past, bro. Now, I'm trying real hard to sell wrestling figures. My problem with wrestling figures now is that they're made by Mattel, and Mattel will only work directly with me if I have a storefront or a warehouse. Don't have it. I meet all of their sales goals, but because of that, I can't. I'm trying to find a way. Like, I have a really good distributor that I work with, and they're trying to get an account with Mattel, really just for me to buy wrestling from them, because wrestling toys are like the hottest thing happening right now. When I said that, it was in the era of, we're going to make a crap ton of wrestlers, even though wrestling's not hot right now and nobody likes it. And that was back when Vince was booking, and like, it was really bad a few years ago, man. Like, I'm really glad my son's getting into it now and not then, because then it was just like duty jokes and it was bad. Yeah, they all suck for exclusives. I don't know what Hasbro's thinking giving them to them. Like, Hasbro, let's do an awesome exclusive just for the fan channel. Take out all big stores. Take yourselves out. That means Hasbro Pulse. We'll see how we do. I can guarantee you we'll be fine. When will the pre-orders for Once a Man will start tomorrow and have? Well, I don't even know what Once a Man. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, the SDCC code. Okay, I don't know. All I know is last year they made so many and marked them up, so it wasn't a big deal or hard to get them. But then the year before that, they had the Black Series Cantina and nobody got them. Sky, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? You turn your warbird into a goblin queen. That's going to make people cry. Those warbirds, man, they came and went so quick. Like, they went out last Saturday, I heard, and now nobody has them. It's a little scary. I could not possibly be more excited for this Deadpool and Wolverine movie, but I have a problem. I can't take my son to see this movie. He's only 10. So it's like, do I wait until the next time we have a babysitter, which is like August 10th? Or do I go by myself? I don't know. I've never gone to a movie by myself. Derek, have you considered working with Entertainment Earth? Oh, so Big Bad's not a distributor. They're just their own thing. They do it very well. Entertainment Earth, no comment. No comment today. But I do mention them without naming them in a video that was not that long ago. Wrestling's peg warming in your area. So what about, but is it WWE or AEW? AEW peg warms like crazy because they made way too much of it and the product's not hot. So there. JD30 is a liar. I know you, sir. Would you consider making videos on McFarlane's secondary value? I've done it once. I haven't done it in a while. I actually think we're really due for one of those. We are probably overdue for one of those. Padre, I'm with you, brother. The more classic renditions, I agree with you. So, care to share about my anger with McFarlane? It is purely on a business level. It doesn't have to do with it doesn't have to do with like their product at all. I actually have a whole video coming out about it Monday, and like I literally have like all the emails back and forth. I blur out names, but basically we were working together, and then they like the guy I was working with, and so like they were supplying me with sample product to do live streams with, which was cool. Didn't ask for that. The thing I did ask for was they were getting me all of the asset files, which is the pictures, the UPCs, the titles, all of that. They were getting to me a day or so early so I could promote it and be prepared. But then they just cut me off and they won't let me open an account. And that's why. Do I think they'll do another Black Series HasLab? I'm sure they'll try. I don't know how well it's going to go. Do you think I am the... Hey, what's up? Oh, thank you, Sonny. What?
This Sunday I can probably get a new belt.
What belt are you getting?
My predictor belt.
Yellow?
No.
What color is it?
Gray white.
Gray and white? Cool. Nice job.
Their promotion this week.
I thought you didn't want to go today. You glad you went?
No.
We have Luke and Grace in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo, and he just came down to tell me that he thinks he's getting his first belt promotion this week. So good for him. You wrestled Superfly. Well, yeah, I would believe he's weird. He's also a murderer, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say that lightly because I don't know for sure, but so I wouldn't say that McFarlane condones but encourages scalpers. You're probably saying that because of the chases. If that's the case, that would suck. I don't think that's their mindset. I think their mindset is, let's have something in the case really, really good so that we can print some more obscure things and take risks. If it is just like, we just screw everybody, we're just going to encourage, that's a different story. I think what they do wrong is they make way too often the chases better than the actual figure as real. That's where you screw things up. Oh, I couldn't agree more with you on this. Like, they have really unladied down the ladies. Like, if you look at the older comics, like 70s and 80s, look how they draw them. And is it objectifying? I don't think so, right? Like, men still have huge like, I don't feel bad when I look at He-Man. I don't know. It's just not something to me to care about. Hey, Strong Collectors in the house. What's up? Oh, this is a good question. Top 5 80s movies. I'm going to say it's hard because you got to have franchises, right? Because you got Star Wars in there, you got Rocky in there, you got Rambo in there. It's like the big three, I think. Back to the Future's in there. I got to just name franchises and do this. Do I got NECA? I got lots of NECA. How fast will the Walmart? Be on there right at 9. That thing's going to be gone by 9:05. I guarantee you. Especially if like people are on there to resell and they're trying to buy 20 or 25. I hope they limit them. But who knows? Does Hasbro sell regular and exclusive? No, it's so they have exclusives. Usually, since COVID especially, they've all become available somewhere afterwards. Morph's redesign. It didn't bother me. I thought it was senseless. But it didn't really bother me too much. I didn't like it, but I didn't not like it. I didn't have almost any criticisms of that show. Like, that show was really, really well done. I thought I was going to have a criticism of what I thought was going to end up being like Magneto worship when they started doing that Magneto was right thing. But then they all were like, yeah, no, he's not. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is a lot of work. Give you some ideas. This week has been, we got 3 pallets on Monday and another one on Tuesday, and just processing all of that. Like, people always complain about like stores that charge after the order hits, or after, like, they charge you when the order comes in. The problem with that is everything comes in at once. It screws up your money. But I have to say that's one of the reasons I don't do it. But they do all come in at once. It's crazy. Like, this week's been nuts. I'm attempting to figure out. I have a fun picture here. Yeah, we'll just do this. So, say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Why can't I see? There we go. Here, this is my garage after we sorted through and started the pre-orders. So like, I actually had stuff out on the driveway and I had to pull it in really quick because the sky looked like it was going to blow up, and you can even see the rain coming in under the door. But yeah, it was a nutso there. Mostly because like the boxes to like the Titan Transformers and the helmets take up so much space. But yeah, it was a nutso day there. Hey, I don't want to see me at all. Let's go back. There we go. Let's see. That's interesting that he thinks that the scalpers aren't a problem. Like, here's the thing. Like, maybe me and him have a different point of view on this. When I get something that's hot, like, for example, right now I have a restock that nobody else has of Cyclops 97s. I have that set to 2 per person. And the reason that it's important to me is because that's something that new customers can discover me. Like word of mouth or just Google searches. I have something no one else has. I don't want to sell them to a scalper who's just going to resell them. I want them to go to somebody who's going to discover and make money. So it's really short-sighted if he sees it that way. Yeah, so loose collector is a little tough. I have to get them through friends basically right now because my China resources is not great. But I'm hoping to have all of them soon. The dog thing is out of stock. Ironically, I actually messed up my order on that and tripled it. So I had like 120 of them at one point, but yeah, not so much now. Yeah, sometimes they use bots to bulk buy, but a lot of the time they don't need to. They just go on and do it themselves. Undercover Colton's a fan of Morph's redesign. Predator or Conan? I go Predator. Yeah, so I actually haven't. So I had two different religious action figure lines. One was more religious than the other. So one was Almighty Legends. That was by my friend Dacre Bush, I think his last name was. Right now, that's just 2 figures. I haven't heard from him on that, but his initial estimate wasn't until December of 2024. So I'm not surprised there. The other one is late. That is Chris, who works for Four Horsemen, and he's doing that through D13 Toys, I believe, is his company. I haven't heard anything. Initially, he wanted to get them out for Easter, and now that hasn't happened. I saw him in April, and I talked to him about it, and he said, yeah, June. So we're past June, so I don't know. It's a good question. If I'm him, though, at this point, I wonder if he's just, like, hoping to wait until Christmas to do that. Like, I think it's a missed opportunity if he doesn't get a manger or like a whole nativity out for Christmas. Like, that's the thing I would want. I got the Sandman. I didn't get a Terry Gordy. And a metal plate on that. That's nice. That's awesome, dude. I didn't like them using more from the Age of Apocalypse. I didn't even realize that's what he was from. Have I seen X-Men 97? Every single episode, buddy. And do the figures sold super well once the show came out. Before the show came out, they did not sell well. And I was actually really nervous that I went too heavy on them. But no. Wave 1, doubtful, because they're not going to do assortments, but I would not be shocked to see specific figures, Rogue and Wolverine, get another run. I 100% believe in Joe Henry. I introduced my son to him the other day. Now he can't stop singing it. That's awesome that you found some Red Hulks. I need to get my son. Eric, if you're listening, you're the target guy. Hook me up with a Red Hulk. Hasbro Pulse just loaded in their site listings where Super 7 is doing Power Rangers, and they're only $35, not the standard $55. Yeah, I'm going to call BS on that. So the licensing for Disney is usually 10 to 15%. So I'm going to guess that the Power Rangers license is not more than the Disney license. And also, $35 and $55 is more than a 10% difference. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't trust anything with that at all. It just never made sense to me with Super 7. Yeah, loose collector is expensive. And to be honest, I've never had a loose one. No pun intended. But they seem like they're worth it. Today, there were some Icon collectibles. They put up Hellboy stuff. That I really want. Doesn't look good on Agent Venom. So, like, the last few Revolt Tech waves, they've never made it in stock anywhere. So like I bought mine, BBTS bought theirs, the overseas stores had theirs, and I don't know if they were made to order or what, but then they were gone. That's awesome. You found all those platinum. Some of them are harder to get than others. To be honest with you, I have a crap ton that I'm sitting on because it's like I don't want to sell them at normal price because scalpers will buy them immediately and then just make money off of my stuff. I think I'm going to do some kind of a mystery box with them soon, but I need to sit down and do it. And there's just been too much other stuff going on, but they're starting to take over a whole racket storage unit. So that's becoming a problem. Hey, I do get a lot of store exclusives. I can never say how or why. There's a lot that goes into that. And it generally involves some things in China, some people in Japan. Get some stuff, make it happen. It's not easy, but I do it. Toy Connections, what's up? So I was putting up every Super 7 item before, and my plan was to buy them to order before the initial listing closed with Diamond Distribution, but I never sold any. So I didn't bother putting the Thundercats up. That was probably a mistake in hindsight. Gargoyles have fallen off of a cliff. Gargoyle figures last year at this time, a new release Gargoyle was guaranteed to sell 200 units at least. Now, because NECA is pulling that thing where they're like, get it first from us, and then you can get the sloppy seconds from the retailers, they don't sell as well. So it's a bummer, but it is what it is. I want to start collecting Mythic Legions. I actually recommend that you start tomorrow at 11 a.m. on their site. They're going to have some insane prices, but things are going to sell out in seconds. So go over to Store Horseman, set up your account, set up your credit card, and be prepared to lose money tomorrow. Vinny is all over. I talked to him the other day. Sometimes he's at the docks. Sometimes it's in Chino. Sometimes it's in Newark. He's all over. So I don't collect much for graded. In fact, I have a couple graded that were like, this has a story behind it from PowerCon where I got ripped on it because I didn't know what I was buying. This one I traded for toys. It's the first appearance of Omega Red, and it was a high grade with a cool cover, so I was all in. And that one I bought years ago when I was thinking of getting into comics. It's actually not graded. It's just in a nice clamshell. I don't do much collecting of comics. My entire comic collection was lost in the flood. Luckily, there was nothing like super, super expensive in there. But there was some. Like I had like the entire IDW Turtles run up to like issue 60 and stuff. But I don't do too much buying of comics in floppy form anymore at all. In fact, I do zero. I read a lot. I used to read a lot with Marvel Unlimited. I see things like all over the internet now. I do read some here and there. I'll buy them here and there. I really hate that there's like comics are not priced conducively, especially the electronic ones. So like I really try to just stay up to date on Marvel and DC, and then I'll buy random things. Like I actually have let me find my list. I have a list of things that I want to read soon. And then I actually have another fun comment on that. Why can't I? Oh, so Cobra Commander, I read a couple issues of. That's pretty good. I want to read Do a Power Bomb. I read the first issue of Killing and Dying. That was decent. The new Conan was good. And I read the first issue of The Return of Power Rangers, and that was really good. I really enjoyed getting outside of Marvel and DC. But I'm an in-bed reader for the most part. So I've really switched to, I don't read many comics because I'm an in-bed reader, the light messes with my head and then I don't sleep. So I read a lot of books on the Kindle. But I've been like really thinking about starting to buy omnibus and like the absolute editions of things. So I found like there's a guy on TikTok who was talking about like how cool they are. And like, I'm not going to lie, I may or may not have looked at like adding just omnibus to the store because I think that they always are good as long as it's a good story. Like they're just such a cool, compact way of reading with oversized pages, all the covers, stuff from the what is it called? Authors. It's just really cool. Losing loose, yeah, it's not fun. Not fun at all. Not fun at all. Yeah, the comics went. It was one of those things where I'm not necessarily like super attached to material things in the sense, like, it's weird to say that as a toy collector, but I really enjoy, like, I just enjoy the hobby. Like, owning the store has fulfilled so much of my collecting itch. It's crazy. Like, just getting them in, hanging out with them for a little bit that they're in my possession, and then shipping them, it really fills the itch for me. So it's really good for me in that sense. But yeah, it did suck. I love to go back, and strong collectors talk about Omnibus now. You got Spawn and Incredible. Yeah, see, like, again, it comes down to, shockingly, space. I'd love to start building like a really nice Omnibus collection. It is more effective than single issues from a cost standpoint, but it's the oversized nature that I like. But one thing I don't like is when they get too big, it's kind of a pain in the butt to read them. Like, I have, or at least I had, I don't know if I still have them, all the omnibus of Walking Dead. And like, I felt like I was going to, like, they just didn't read very well for me, like physically. I felt like the pages were flopping all over. I think it was probably because I was laying in bed. Yeah, so short-sighted leadership is such a funny thing because it's huge. Like, leadership management in general is probably one of my biggest non-toy passions because I think people mess it up so bad. And this is just a great example of it. Short-sighted, trying to stay out of the red by selling less to customers by charging more. When you start thinking about doing things short term, you're done. You're already done. Like, just quit then. Now, there's also times where you have to take a loss sometimes. That's just part of the game. You've been reading some epic. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot. I haven't read too much new stuff because of the fact that I use all the apps, so I don't get anything until 6 months later. Josh, don't call me Josh Whedon's Astonishing X-Men is incredible. And I think it's Frank Quietly on the art, if I'm not mistaken, which that guy, his work is incredible, but he can only do one book per year, it seems like, based on how long it takes him to get stuff out. But yeah, that was one of my favorite X books. But let's be honest here. Emma Frost in that book. Holy smoke show. Like, what are we doing here? Woo! Oh, it was John Cassidy, wasn't it? But let's get back to Emma Frost. Woo! Wow, we got 115 people in here. Take that, Presidents Biden and Trump. We got more people than you. Ben, so on the website, the store address is actually the UPS store. So that is my P.O. box / return address box. I think I drive them nuts. Yeah, Roland, I think you're right. I think Quietly was with Grant Morrison. I feel you there, Brett. The only problem with physical comics, especially floppies, is maybe this is just me, but the dust that gets inside those suckers. And I have this issue with books. This is why I don't buy books anymore. I can't reread a book a year after I had it. Comics are a little better. Floppies I worry about a little bit, but that's why I like the hardcovers. But I do wonder if it's any different. First action figure that I got on my own. Whew. Probably something Power of the Jedi. That's when I really got into this. Leon, Taoism is in the house as we speak. Bison's still not here, but I imagine a week or 2, 3 weeks away, He's coming from my EE distribution account, so God knows whenever they decide to get around to it. Hey, Marcio, I think I'm saying that right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Which, now that I've been on here for an hour, let's go take a look. I want to kind of talk. I sent an email earlier today, and why is my... Oh, sorry, gang. Keyboard died. Stupid Apple. Got to plug you in. All right. The keyboard is plugged in. Plastic Pizza really wants me to talk Todd. Listen, on Monday is the McFarlane video. It's literally addressed to Todd McFarlane, okay? I really want to talk to him and find out, hey, why you guys being a pain in my butt? After that video, if you have any other questions, I promise I'll answer them, unless I think I'm going to get sued. Then I probably won't. I really don't want to get sued, ever. All right. You know, it's funny. I just realized that I never put up any big marketing image for all the new crap that went on the store today. Oops. Oopsie. So let's talk. So a lot of new stuff came in this week. First off, I tried board games. I haven't sold any, but I'm like, hey, let's see if people want board games. Why not? Let's see what happens. But the big things that we just got in that are selling like hotcakes. Oh my God, how did Ghost Rider sell out? I had like 40 of them when I started this stream. Did someone buy 40 Ghost Riders? No. 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 No one bought 40 Ghost Riders. Where are my Ghost Riders? What is going on in this country? Hold on. Technical moment, folks. Got to figure out why Ghost Rider's not showing up as in stock here. Because he's in stock. I got a feeling I made a boo-boo and forgot to turn oh, I did. I forgot to turn the pre-order off. He's in stock, folks. Ghost Rider's still here. Ignore the coming soon dot that just randomly showed up there yesterday. But yeah, he's here. I got a restock of Cyclops. This is from the same restock as last week. It turned out I had 6 cases of that 100 that I never put up, so that probably won't last long. Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Iron Fist, potential figure of the year already for basic figures. She-Hulk is here. Couple more Spider-Man, Spidey Wolverine. Sidious and the battle droid, the super battle droid, already gone. Gonzo. I have Naugahyde here. Wow. Night Creeper was here when I went on this stream. He's gone now. Man, stuff is moving. People want those toys. They need their plastic crack. What else? Got a couple Bandai premium items. Oh, another biggie is, where is he? I have the Fortress Maximus here. Everybody needs a fortress in their life. Naugahyde. Oh, no, there's the Night Creeper. He's still there. Night Creeper's in stock. I have most of the others, but I still have more pre-orders to fill on those. So they're still not out. There's Fortress Maximus at one point, like $400 on the eBay. If you want one with a special weird box, you can get the banged up version. That's fun. Anything else extra cool? Oh, Storm Shadow. Good luck getting him anywhere. Okay, that was the main stuff. That was the main stuff I wanted to talk about. In that sense, where was I? All right, we're back. Heinrich has reminded me that today is, in fact, not Thursday. So the Mythic sale is not tomorrow. The Mythic sale is Friday. Tomorrow is not Friday, people. I know it feels like it should be, but it's not. Listen, when I met McFarlane Toys in New York Toy Fair, Super great people. I don't know if they had a change of management or what. Nope, Danny's in. He's good. I just forgot to turn the pre-order off. Flat Top and Dick Tracy. I forgot about that. No, I haven't seen it yet. I bought one case and pre-sold all of it, but I haven't seen it yet. I bought it. I think I'm first in line with my distributor, so whenever it comes in, I got it. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on with the Bat Cows, to be honest with you. So if you heard earlier, I don't have my direct contact with McFarlane anymore, so I don't know the MSRP. I just took the MSRP off of EE and Big Bad. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. So the price might go down, and for those of you who bought it already, I'll refund you if I lower the price. I don't know if they're about to jack up the wholesale price. I don't know if this is some game McFarlane's playing. I have no idea what is going on with it. Derek, is that you? Yes. All right, cool. Let me know if that makes sense. Bottom line is, I don't know what the hell's going on. Put the omnibus on a pillow. That means I have to lay on my stomach. I do have an adjustable bed, so that would work. Yeah, so I have a crap ton of Red Hood ordered, Jordan. I only put like a dozen up because I just don't trust McFarlane to fill orders right now. The distributors aren't getting all of their stuff. The distributors pick and choose what they're going to do. My main distributor that I use for Hasbro does not have a McFarlane account. So I'm very careful on what I pre-sell, to be honest with you. Full disclosure, here's a fun one where I lost $1,000 this month. All of my, well, not all, I'd say 24 of my Azraels and my Plastic Man waves, I got completely screwed on and they got canceled. And I had to go out and hit the black market to get them. So lost some money on those. So I'm trying not to oversell. I have heard nothing on Moman Nadan, actually. I don't know. Judge Shred's in a window box, so I don't know, but he's selling really quick. Checking your site now, and it states in stock. All right, good. Well, I'm glad it's not just me. Affiliate program, that's a great idea. So I don't know. I've been trying to lower overall costs so that I can do that. The big question is going to be, what are the costs associated with having an actual, so I've given up on the idea of a store. It's just a freaking profit sink. But I want to see how much my warehouse costs to be operational before I launch any sort of affiliate program. I might do something similar to Big Bad, where they do a private affiliate program where it's either by invite or by request. They do one where it's like just for store credit, and I'm considering doing that. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it like EE does. EE's is so complicated, they have to hire a team or at least one manager to run it. So yeah. Yeah, Todd is a private company, but in my opinion, Todd has proven in the past to do the right thing in terms of the consumer. So I hope he does. All right, that makes sense. Between that and the adjustable bed, I should be good. Retro Johnny Blaze, I don't think they're ever coming back again. Rambo, Hiya Rambo was awesome. They sold quick. I do have some Rambo, I think 2 coming in, only a couple units. I really crapped the bed on those. So those were the first things that Hiya offered in their new 112 line, and I did not know what to expect. And I ordered low. And yeah, by the time they came out, they were already gone, and I just got what I could, and that was it. What happened to the daily deals? That was a June thing. I only did daily deals in June. It was actually a test for a couple of things. The first reason was to see what kind of traffic it drove to the website, and it drove a lot. That was good. And the second reason was because I had some overstock I wanted to get rid of. But by like, I don't know, the 20th of June, I was running out of things I wanted to put on sale. So I'm like, man, I'm glad I said this was only for a month. I might in 2025 do the same thing, but for weekends. and just put like 4 things up every weekend. I want to see. I don't know. I want to see what happens with it. We'll see. Some people get really salty with some of the sales. Like my initial thought was, okay, so if you get a figure that's new, that isn't selling, and you know you're going to have to clearance out. So a great example of this is Nalgahide's a slow seller, and I ordered way too many of him, G.I. Joe. So like maybe I should put him up right now for $40 instead of $45, just to lower my liability on it. But I could also see people complaining and saying, that's not a real sale. It's only $5 off. It's weird. Next mystery box is when I have time to sit down and do the math. I have to, like, when I do those, I sit down, figure out all the numbers. It takes me 2 or 3 hours. Heinrich, Savage Crucible, great question. So, I had them last year. I was gonna sell them, and they didn't sell at all on pre-order. So when it came time to put an order in, I said, I'm not interested. They just didn't sell. I didn't really think about it. I didn't think about the fact that, oh, wow, they just sold 400 grand worth on a Kickstarter. Don't expect to have orders. This is an investment. So I didn't buy any. I wish I did. I reached out to them last week and said what I just said to you and said, hey, I want to start selling your stuff. Sorry about that. And I told them that whole story. Nothing. Completely ghosted me, which is cool. Love getting ghosted. Jordan Simmons, will I get any of that SDCC stuff on my site? Hold on, let me ask. Yo, Vinny. No, I'm good. No, I'm not hungry. No, dude. 2 onions. Don't put more than 2 onions in your sauce. You put too many onions in the sauce. Listen, I got a guy here, Jordan. He wants to know, will we be getting any of the SDCC stuff for McFarlane? Captain Liberty, okay. What else? A dog? What do you mean a dog? Oh, Bruce Wayne with a dog? Yep, that sounds pretty good. So you're getting them? How many are you getting? What do you mean you don't know? Listen, you do what you got to do, okay? I'll let you go work your docs. Just let me know when you secure the load. There you have it, straight from the source. We're going to have them, I hope. Not going to put them up for pre-order in case Vinny can't pull through, but once Vinny does pull through, we'll put them up once they're here. I did order heavy on the Optimus Prime Studio 86, but like, what the hell's going on with Optimus Prime this year? Every freaking day there's a new Optimus Prime figure. They are killing that market. Yeah, Leon, I bought some really heavy Mafex last year. I had to lower my, I had too many. I had to get rid of some. Ben, you'd be shocked to hear some of the things I hear on the daily. Matt, you were the first. Yes, I was. Are those shipments now found, or do they manufacture more? That's a great question. I don't know the answer, and it's one of those things where I don't want to ask too much because I don't want to like throw salt in old wounds. Initially, when I first announced that, I was told that they were either already on the boat or already here on the docks. They weren't, apparently, or they were, and they were sitting in a warehouse. I don't know. I really don't know. I think these were already planned. I think that if I'm to guess, I think they told all the distributors, hey, we're doing this, gauge interest. And then I blew the whole thing when I wasn't supposed to, and I thought it was fine. And then they said, screw it, we'll do it next year. How often are reprints long lost backstock? It's a mix. When there's long lost backstock, it's usually not that much. It's like a pallet or two. And it happens, it's kind of like Indiana Jones at the end of the first movie. We find the Ark of the Covenant somewhere in the warehouse, and that's that. But it doesn't happen that often. 2 onions. Yes, Ben caught the Goodfellas quote. Simpsons? I didn't know Jakks Pacific was making a Simpsons line. I don't have a Jakks Pacific license, and their prices are terrible for wholesale. I'll have to see what I can do. Yeah, I said that I was Ben questioning, asking about the wrestling figs. I'll probably start putting them up with the next wave. I don't have a direct account with Mattel. I'm going to just be getting them through Diamond Distribution, which stinks in the fact that I probably won't be the first to get them. and I probably won't be the first to list them, but I should have them. I can't say no at this point, especially with me being so much into them myself. It's crazy. Wife and kids are good, so we've been really busy. The kids did flag football this year, so again, it was just awful. Every night, Monday through Friday, we were sitting out in the heat, and it was just driving me freaking nuts. Sunday, 4 games. I don't know how the kids survived, but I was dead by the end of it. And the wife, she's great. Anna's the best. When you talk about things you got lucky on in life, I don't get much luckier than pulling that. Pretty crazy, especially when I broke up with her multiple times before I finally made the proposal. That's a story for another day. Yeah, Ben Cooper. Woo, didn't see that coming. There may or may not be another wave coming that I'm not allowed to talk about, but Derek, what is the slowest moving line? Transformers, robots in the skies. It's funny. You can see a parallel between what I like and what I sell. Because I'm not a huge Transformers guy, they don't sell. I think it's just because I show I'm not as enthusiastic about it. That's my guess. Micro Galaxy. So if you're talking about the ones by who the heck are they? Not Jada. The people who do the AEW figures, whose name is slipping me at the moment. But they don't sell to anyone online. It's just brick and mortar. Brick and mortar Target specifically. How's the health journey going? Well, that's a question. So I guess I can make a totally odd announcement on that one. I decided that as a marketing venture / help me get in health venture, I sponsored a softball team. I'm apparently also the coach and manager of said softball team. This is going to be a train wreck, folks. As the least athletic person ever, yeah, it's going to be a train wreck. So I have begun training. My training consists of going to the gym and walking occasionally. I'm hoping to start lifting and running by next week. I'm trying not to die by overexerting muscles here. Also, I have to prepare because of the 15 people, I'm one of 2 people who can pitch. And saying I can pitch is generous. I can't do much, but it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I have to, my jerseys are literally, I got to get them made, but it's the Nerdzoic Toy Store logo with 2 baseball bats. Awesome. I'm honestly surprised we have the capability to work together because I am not pleasant sometimes. We met at work and she liked to tell people stories about how mean I was in the morning because it was at a Panera Bread and we worked a 5 a.m. shift together and I was a complete and total wreck. And I was often very grumpy and I don't know why she wanted to be with me, but she did. But because of that, I think we work well together. And I also know, like, she knows how I tick really well. Like, she knows when to just leave me alone and let me brood or let me think. And I know the exact same thing with her. And I also know that, like, if I'm mad about something, I can't address it right away with her. I got to wait and do it gently. And we really just kind of complement each other really well. It is a very good thing. What'd you get a set of? I don't know what we're talking about. No, AEW is Jazzwares. That's who I was thinking. Yeah, anybody who's doing brick and mortar requirements in 2024 needs to rethink their business model. Like, if you are a company and you're saying, I won't sell to you unless you're a brick and mortar, get your head on straight, okay? You make more money when you sell more product, even when you're selling wholesale because your minimum order quantity goes down. Come on. Plastic pizza, that is a great idea as far as putting the jerseys up. I love it. Ben, I don't foresee myself ever doing brick and mortar at this point unless something major changes in the real estate landscape. I hear someone coming down the steps. Who is it? Who's me? Luke? Oh, it's my wife. Okay. Anyway, unless something changes in that landscape, I really don't see that changing. The other piece of it is where we are in, where am I? Oh, there's our numbers today. There I am giving out private stuff. In our numbers today, I'm sorry, I got lost trying to make sure I didn't show off confidential stuff. Anyway, in where we are located, I just don't think it is conducive for a brick and mortar store. I love to, and to be honest with you, like I've thought a lot about like just as the general good, being able to bring in the kiddie toys. And when I say kiddie, I mean like the really cheap, like Epic Hero, Star Wars, or Marvel kids stuff, just to try to like help kids discover toys and action figures. One thing I noticed is that boys in particular, this is going to be deep now, they have completely lost the ability to have like imaginative play. So my daughter took all of her allowance that she saved up, and then I gave her another 80, and she just bought a Barbie dream house, and she's 7. And I watch her play with it, and she is so into it. Like, okay, now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do that. And I'm like, this is what I used to do with like turtles and wrestling figures. And my son wants nothing to do with playing with toys. So it seems almost like a gender thing. I don't know if that's like across the board or what. I don't know why boys are like that now. But if you look at like what you hear about like sales, Barbie doesn't seem to be struggling. Girls' toys don't seem to be struggling, but boys do. So interesting thought. Yeah, brick and mortar's dead. There's only a couple that do it really well. Like, I don't know if you've ever been or heard of Eternity of Dreams. I've been to their store. It's really nice. But again, the problem is they mark their stuff up more than I would feel comfortable doing because they have to. And to me, I don't want to do that, right? So I'm not gonna. So instead of brick and mortar, my theory is to really go into, and I don't want to be a convention guy either, where I just go to conventions and sell, but 1 to 4 conventions a year that I hold and sell on. That would be it. Diamond, no question. Diamond, 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 diamond. And it depends on what you're asking about. If you want service and you want to talk to a human being, EE. But if you want the toys in a timely manner for a good price, diamond. Yeah, so what you need to do is if you don't have a brick and mortar and there's something you want, team up with somebody who is a brick and mortar. Okay? And see if they can help hook you up, and then you can trade with it. Go into your local game store and say, hey, I want this. I'd make you a deal. I'll get you this, or whatever you got to do. Yeah, so here's the thing with 375, and that people don't seem to get. There was a time that making figures that small economically made sense. Now, making a 375 figure with all of the tooling that goes into it is almost the same cost as making a 6-inch figure. For example, Jeremy from the Four Horsemen talked recently about how that initially was meant to be a 3 3/4 inch line, and they changed to 6-inch once they realized what the price point they were looking at, because they didn't think people would see the value in it. Dude, that would be awesome. Hit me up. I just emailed the customer service line that I talked to last year, which I think was Bill Post. I don't remember. Sebastian, thanks, man. I'm glad you discovered me. I took a little break from YouTube, so I wasn't getting much discovering there for a while. You know, it's funny. Dallas Vintage Toys, I see them pop up all the time. Like when I'm doing research for a video, and I'll type in like 1997 Deadpool. It'll be in stock at their store. That makes sense. They like the Sims games. There have been some submitted, to be honest with you. I haven't really looked at them. Like, that's how this week has been. By the time the day is done, I'm just like hit the pillow and be done. So I haven't looked. But I think what I might do is do a contest. I've seen so in Pennsylvania, there's the Star Wars Collectors Club. I've literally never been to a meeting, but I have all of these shirts. They do like a contest each year, and they have some really cool shirts. I think I'm going to do the same thing. Toy Federation, are those the guys on YouTube? So I think they are. And if they are, I discovered their channel recently. and I was like really blown away with how good it was. How good, I didn't watch that many videos, how it was performing metric wise. You see who I'm thinking of. Yes, them guys. Are they doing good? Are they doing bad? I don't know. I'm curious to know. Still thinking of doing a Nerdzoicon 100%. The big question now is, can I do it in my general area of central Pennsylvania? Do I need to get closer to Philly, or do I go closer to Allentown? Need to figure that out. Another PA dad. That's awesome. Yeah, the wrestling stuff they don't get into till later. Check out some of the Marvel stuff that they made for X-Men. They're actually decently priced. I think they're like $10 a figure. And they also have like the whatever the big ship is for the X-Men. I don't know why. The Blackbird. I'm blanking. But I think that's like $30. And those play sets are what really makes it for the kids. Yeah, Diamond is shockingly still a viable option. Because of their volume and name recognition, they are still there. And I think they've transitioned more to collectibles at this point. Hey, this is a great one. Will I be at Toys for the Ages? Maybe. So it depends on what time Hasbro's doing all of their drops. I have to be in front of a computer Saturday for all the drops that are coming. And I don't know if I'm going to have all my stuff done in time. If I do, then I'll be there. If I don't, then I won't. So we'll know. I did not. Mezco still does not exist in my mind. I even like pumped up my LinkedIn profile to make it look extra good. And I started just friend requesting people. Like I have like requests in with like the VP of Mezco, and they're still not responding to my messages. It's a work in progress. So I've had no shot. I haven't been offered or seen at wholesale the Red Hulk re-release. I did have the Warbird. I got a couple, like literally a few. And I put them up not knowing how strong the interest would be. And they sold out in about 2 minutes. And that's at a limit of 2 per customer. I haven't gotten them yet. I should have them in the next week or 2 to ship them out. But like, I was hoping to get double what I pre-sold, and I didn't. I got exactly the number I pre-sold. Brian, I don't know that I understand what you're asking. Well, the second one, what store is Yet? Did I write Yet in the email? That's possible, but I don't know. Thank you. I'm glad you've enjoyed the videos. I've been interested to see how they do. Like, I put so much time and effort into that Deadpool video, and it did not do that well. So I was really surprised. It seems like the videos that I do off the cuff do the best. It's really ironic. I do have some really cool videos planned, though. So I am making a video on specifically, mostly Marvel Legends, but general collecting tips that has some really cool online resources I've been introduced to. I'm just going to leave that there because it's really cool. I don't want to tease it too much yet. I have a video with a prototype independent toy maker vehicle coming up that I worked with. What else do I have? I don't know why I'm blanking. Epi, are you still in the chat? What else do we have coming? I know I have the I'm Angry at McFarlane video Monday. Oh, I did. I don't want to call it an unboxing, but I created an instant MathX collection where I literally opened all the re-releases from this year and just kind of played with them and gave you my thoughts. I have a warehouse / studio tour. I guess that's really it. I thought I had more in the can, but oh, and I have a why toy collectors should get into 3D printing video. That video is probably not going to be till September, though. I don't know that they're making less. I don't really know, to be honest, man. And that the reason I say that is because like the releases have been a little bit less. It's hard to tell. They've definitely done less MCU stuff, and I've been happy about that. Back to wrestling questions. Still no on Mattel unless I can find a warehouse. Wish me luck on that. The hardest part is my wife wants me to She wants me to get something that's in our school district so our kids can be dropped off there after work. Good luck on that. Hey, is the Toy Federation show called RetroCon? Because I keep hearing things about that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking with Allentown. Plus, Allentown is probably relatively cheap compared to like Jersey and New York and Philly. Where was your seminary, out of curiosity? Were you at like Messiah? Because that's right where I am. Speaking of right where I am, Chris Ryan's Philly in the house. What part of Philly are you from, brother? I was outside the city. Grew up in Bucks County, Council Rock High School, before it was split in two. I would totally invite Star Wars Theory. I don't understand. That guy seems to get a lot of heat. But, like, I'm like the guy that's... I feel like I'm Rocky in the 5th movie, where they're like, you're going to love Picasso. And he's like, oh, I like just about everybody. That seems to be my life. Like, everybody has heat with everybody, especially in the toy collecting community. And then there's me. And I'm just like, hey, you're cool. Hey, you're cool. Hey, you're cool. I just want to have fun. I don't get it. If you were to do a brick and mortar, you'd have to dedicate your whole life to that. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to. My whole life is already dedicated to this business, and I don't even want that per se. Like, I really want to get into business coaching. Like, that is what I'm most passionate about from a professional standpoint. I want this to be more of my secondary thing so that like right now, there's times where I'm just like, I'm burnt out on toys. And I don't want to feel that. I'd rather feel burnout on business stuff. I'd rather feel burnout on management stuff. So yeah, that's why that's not really for me. Mark C in Allentown. You got to let me know if there's anything good there. I know that it's a good spot. I'm only about, fun story. I used to commute every day to Allentown. If Scotty Loves Comics is still in the chat, he was my boss. He literally came and he was like Palpatine, came into my Panera and seduced me to be a traveling delivery manager. It's an interesting thing. Yeah, Diamond should have dropped book distribution, but they still do really good on hardcovers and trades, I think. Yeah, Super 7 is weird to me in that I've never seen anybody pay full price for a Super 7. And it's not like it's something that's a high margin product to begin with. Like, you pay more, you make less money on a Super 7 than anything else, and nobody wants to pay full price for them. So that's why I don't really carry them or talk about them. And when I look at them, I just don't see the value in them. That said, when I look at them from years ago, I look at their He-Man stuff, that was amazing. I think Dino Riders would be a good one because you'd have the dinosaurs, and that'd be great. Of course, I would say Cops, but they're already coming. I wouldn't be shocked if we get more Warbirds. I've heard rumors from, what's the guy in Game of Thrones say? He says, little birds. I've heard rumors from Little Birds that we're going to see more Deadpool hit stores in the fall, but I don't know if that's true. Let me text my wife with an update here. Okay, letting her know where I am. Alvin and the Chipmunks. You are also in PA. What part of PA you in, brother? Glad you're here. Welcome to the channel, brother. Joy Toy 40K. Dude, that was a disaster for me. I still have one that I'm sitting on. They printed a ton. They did this thing where they're like, hey, yeah, we'll sell them to you through Diamond, but we're going to get them 6 months earlier and sell them for less than you can afford to do it for. So I stopped. That, and there were so many SKUs, I couldn't keep up with it. So I might go back to it in the future. I don't know. We'll see. I'm glad you guys liked the Deadpool video. Keith liked it. Brian liked it. Joey liked it. Man, Glenn Webb's something, isn't he? Like, I actually went off on a side quest during making that video because I was like, you know what? I don't know how Glenn Webb died. And I went through and, like, I watched his his spouse do like the video announcing his death, and it like choked me up. Man, it really is tough. Like, you just never know. Like, that guy was not, he didn't look unhealthy. He looked like he was in good shape. Like, you just never know when it's your time. It's scary. It really is scary. I don't think I'll be at Legion's Con this year. I might come for a day. We'll see and see what the time brings. I didn't sign up early, so I didn't get a hotel in the main spot. So without a hotel in the main room, I don't really want to go per se. But on the other hand, who knows? Yeah, I'm going to show that. Like, I got to show like how much of this of our house has been taken over. Like, our garage, I have it set up in lanes now where it's like UPS outgoing, USPS outgoing, incoming, and it's still a mess. Hey, Plastic Pizza liked the Sticky Dot video. Tell me, did you get them in yet? Have you discovered the beauty of the world's cheapest action figure stand? So I'll at least give Mattel credit in that they are willing to sell to people who are not a brick and mortar that have a warehouse, but their rules are still weird. Like, they want you to have a solo dedicated warehouse, and I'm not doing that. MCU Ollies and Ross figures. That's funny. You know what's funny is I don't know if they just printed them low or if they just are coming in waves, but the Acolyte figures, go on Pulse, go on my site, all the Jedi are gone. All that's left is Osha and May. Don't know if that's done or what. Padre wants to see more value videos. Yeah, I enjoy doing them. I slowed them down because like a year ago, somebody did a he did like a tier ranking on toy YouTubers, and they had a whole thing on me where they're like, all this guy cares about is money. And I'm like, is that what I'm portraying? So I try to do them less and less. I don't want to do too many of them. I still do them from time to time. Chris, you're totally underselling that. First of all, South Philly, best hoagies they make, okay? South Philly is the home of the Amoroso bun. No other bun can a hoagie be made on. I'm just going to say that right there. Also, West Philly. You can't say you're in West Philly without doing the song. From West Philadelphia, born and made in the playgrounds where I spent most of my days. Roland. When you say Scott, are you talking about Toy Guru Scott? That guy's had a lot of drama himself. I've just been kind of watching, but like a lot of drama. A lot of drama. Nerdzoic Consulting Services. I love it. Oh, all the time. Did I go to Franklin Mills? Breaking my heart here. Franklin Mills Mall. I was there the opening weekend. I think it was 87. They actually had like a live Ben Franklin, the guy in a costume, and it looked like Mickey Mouse as Ben Franklin. It was crazy. I love that mall. For those of you who aren't in the know, the mall was shaped like a lightning bolt, like Harry Potter's scar, like shoo, 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 shoo. Like, you literally, it was a Z if you look at it. Also, each section was a different color theme. So, like, you're in the purple section, you're in the blue. It was insane. And then in the late 90s, they had, like, it was a toy heaven because in was it the purple section or the red section? They had a KB Toy Works. They had a pop-up ECW wrestling station, which I bought so many wrestling VHS there. It's insane. I'd love to know where they are. And then, like, you could walk out and then walk to Toys R Us, which is now a Toyer store. Tire store. Toyer. Crazy. God, I miss malls, man. You pay full price for the hip-hop figures from Super 7. Those are the only ones that I see that sell out. So I can tell you that there's no X-Men 97 wave on the 2024 calendar. I'd be shocked if they don't do another wave, though, in 2025. Like Beast, Morph, Xavier, maybe? Who am I missing? Beast and Morph are the big ones, right? Uh-oh. St. Mary's, huh? Tell me, is St. Mary's the college that has the gigantic cliff of stairs? Listen, I got a great story about that. So, probably 10 years ago, and Scott, if you're still on here, you were at that meeting. Panera rented out a place at St. Mary's to do like a big general manager wide meeting. And we get there, and it's like a cliff, and they want us to climb up these steps. And granted, as fat as I am now, I was 100 pounds heavier then. And like, I'm about to get on, and Scotty loves comics if he's still there. He turns around and he goes, I'm going ahead of you. If you fall, you're taking me with you. And I'm just like, this is bad. He sent me a text. I should have known. I pulled in. He's like, be prepared. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? 2003 Turtles. So I remember, God, those are a blast from the past because I wish they came on like the original card back. I remember finding those and buying a bunch of those when they came out at Walmart at like 2 a.m. after my shifts at Friendly's when I was completely at that time of the world. I had like no friends, no girlfriend, no nothing. Toys were my everything. Yeah, we'll definitely get more Spider-Verse, especially when the next movie comes out. What's up with Premium DNA's Earthworm Gin line turning up at AliExpress? Probably didn't do well, is my guess. Those guys, that whole story with them taking all the money from Megalopolis Toys and turning it into their new store, I don't know how much of that's true, but it's certainly the public perception. It is disappointing. I think that the sad thing is on their last day, they put out like a post about like the good old boys of the toy business and how it's a big time, how like the big guys look out for each other and keep the little guy down. And when I saw it, I thought it was just a bunch of excuse making, but they're not wrong. It's 100% true. But I don't think that's the way to go about fixing it. Copycat Vanessa figure. Maybe. I don't know. A lot of Glenn Webb love in the comments. He was awesome. I remember one of my first videos, I did one on Build-A-Figures, and I was watching him, and I think it was the Hulkbuster. He talked about using the head to stash his stash in. It was hilarious. I think we are. I think they already announced that we're getting a Marvel Legends HasLab. And I'm pretty sure they already gave it away as being Fing Fang Foom because they talked about it being the Year of the Dragon. And what else could that be? Yeah, I'm glad you like that, man. It was a fun video to make because it's always fun kind of giving the information. It's also like you can see the progression in my knowledge from like 3 years ago where I first got into this to now where I'm learning more and seeing the patterns. The more time I spend in, I can see the patterns and really pick up on what is going on. But it takes a while. Yes, Mattel is a pain in the butt in Canada for sure. I've heard that. Listen, I thought about throwing a pole barn out back and calling it a warehouse, but my township's a pain in the butt when it comes to zoning. SCS Dog, what's up, man? Welcome to the collecting world. Hide your wallet, it's crazy, but welcome. It's a fun time. It really brings you back to, especially the older stuff, bringing you back to like the old days. Sometimes you need that nostalgia push, but I'll warn you, like if you remember Harry Potter 1, the Chamber, or the Sorcerer's Stone, when Dumbledore finds Harry looking at the mirror, and he's like, "It does not do well to dwell on the past." I forget the whole quote, but just don't get stuck in the past too much, but enjoy it. Ooh, I didn't see no Mafex Jubilee. That sounds pretty good. Your Toys R Us is a liquor store. That is sad. That is sad. So yeah, I know what you mean about Toy Guru. I saw his what was his one video? He did like a debate with Retro Blasting. That was pretty funny. Pepper Jacks and Omaha are better than Patch. All right, so Padre, listen, here's the thing. Patch and Geno's are garbage. Anybody who's from Philly knows that. Where's my other Philly guy in here? I'm trying to remember his name. Chris will tell us right now. Patch and Geno's are garbage. They are just there for tourists. If you want a good cheesesteak, you can honestly go to any Italian named pizza place. Here's the trick. So for me, I know if it's a good cheesesteak by knowing, do they put sauce on the cheesesteak? If they offer it standard with sauce, they don't know what they're doing. That's a pizza steak, okay? It's not that hard. Pizza steak, cheesesteak, different things. Different things. I have drinking raw eggs. I'm not in Philly. I'm 2 hours away now. But I have drinking raw eggs. It's not pretty. I'm guessing Marvel Select doesn't do a re-release because they're not allowed. Because it's like giving away money at this point. Yeah, Jada Toys, they're a tease, man. They're like, hey, check this out, but we don't know if it's actually going to ever come in stock. Really, Premium DNA never came into stock at BBTS. That's strange. I'm very surprised to hear that. Interesting. I'll have to check out Anthony's videos about Premium DNA. The videos make you decide if they did or did not take the money. The public filings don't look good in their image. You know, I think you guys all, if you're watching this channel and you follow me for a while, you know, like my general belief is to be transparent and to put your face out in front of things. And when they're not like coming out and saying, hey, here's our situation, this is where we're at, that to me is a little shady. But that whole business, like all of the profit and loss statements are public record. If you Google them, you can find a whole article. And if you spend any time in business and you read them, you realize these guys were in either over their head or they had unrealistic expectations because they had planned to run at a loss for a while. I have never run at a loss. That's terrible. All right, see Chris Garrett, he got there. Angelo's, that's a good one. Jim's, like honestly, most of the Tony Lukes do a pretty good job in Philly. The problem that you run into with Philly cheesesteaks, okay, here now we're getting into the weeds. The places that only sell Philly cheesesteaks, they cook the meat in bulk. The longer that meat sits on the grill, it starts to dry out. That's why Patch and Geno's are just not that good. Now, when it comes to smaller places where they're cooking the meat to order, that's when it's better. The other trick is, and this is where now I'm giving you guys inside baseball. First of all, seasoning, really simple. Equal parts salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Start with your onions. Grill your onions. Throw your salt, pepper, garlic powder. When they're about halfway sauteed and they're starting to brown, throw your meat on top of the onions. Let your meat cook for about 2 minutes on the onions, and that flavor absorbs in. I heard that about Toy Guru making a comic with AI art, and I'm really glad he did, because now I'm not going to make that mistake. I didn't really think it was that big of a deal till he did it. And I saw people's points and I understand it, but I'll be honest, I never thought of that until I saw people start saying like how it's taking art from others and using it. I never really thought about that aspect of it. So yeah, not a good idea. I do want to write a comic. I have a story in my head. I also have artists in my head. Thought about just paying them like straight out of pocket to make it. We'll see. Where in the hell is Ish Kabibbles? Never heard of it. every restaurant owner in Philadelphia goes to prison for tax evasion at some point. It seems to be a thing. I just remember like the Greek owners of the diners that I grew up in, they would randomly go to prison for tax evasion. It was very odd. That is the reason that I pay a lot of money for a good accountant, because I don't ever want to be caught in that trouble. Listen, I actually almost opened the Philly cheesesteak place once at the foot of the Harrisburg Capitol building. $1,500 a month. I had rent worked out with these guys. It used to be an Egyptian restaurant, but the funding fell through on me. I was going to borrow it from my future father-in-law. Then he's like, this is a bad investment. I'm kind of glad he did, because I'd never be where I am now. And the funding was not that much. I could have done it for a lot less. Restaurants are like retail stores, though. They are not profitable at all. Once you factor in labor, especially if you want to pay people decently to the point where they're not always having to look for or work another job, there's no money to be made. It is done. Donezo. Did you guys see the Hellboy stuff that went up today? I thought it was pretty cool. Oh, we got more Toy Guru. He paid comic artists for the original designs to design the preliminary art. So here's where I think AI is good for that. So I personally find the AI art to be terrible. I look at it and I'm like, hey, how come that guy's got 6 fingers? Where I think it's good is where you're trying to get like a character design. So if you just say things like, hey, I'm thinking of a character design. How should his face look? Here's his personality. But yeah, so the other parts of it are like, I use ChatGPT a lot for ideas. Like I'll say, hey, here's my YouTube video title idea. I need it to be yet less than 60 characters. Is there a word you would sub in that's more powerful than a word I use? That's where it's perfect. When you start using it, though, to do more than that, it's where you get in trouble. It's going to be interesting. Wow, Padre Casino, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. You're awesome. That is awesome. I will take the wife to dinner. I think she's coming down the steps now. Is that you? No, that's a dog. But she'll appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Yes, I've tried. Actually, one of the guys who I used to work with for a decade runs that place. And actually, a lot of my former Panera employees work there. I haven't been there in a while, but the best is always going to be South Philly Hoagies in Harrisburg. Nothing beats it. Fun fact, every year on Christmas, we actually get the stuff on Christmas Eve, because that's our Christmas Eve dinner, is hoagies and cheesesteaks. Whew, what is going on? Let's see. I finally caught up on all of my chats. It took a while, but we're finally there. This is a fun time, guys. We're hitting the 2-hour mark soon. That's crazy. Yeah, I love the Hellboy and the Lobster Johnson. Let me pull them up. Where are they? Pre-orders. So I'll be honest. The Lobster Johnson's not really my jam, as the kids would say. But the Hellboy is. Thanks, buddy. What are you doing awake still?
I'm going to sleep.
I thought you were in bed.
Good night.
Good night. I love you.
You're going to be done soon.
Yeah, why?
I'm not finished.
You want to hug and kiss goodnight? You're not going to say it on live? You're too old for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love you. I'll be up soon.
Hi, everybody.
They can't see you.
What if I come in the frame?
You would want to come into the frame half naked? That's what I thought. He's whispering, shut up. Your friends are not watching. Trust me. It's all us nerds only. All right, let's pull up this Lobster Johnson feller. Okay. All right, there's Lobster Johnson. Again, good figure. Expensive. That is an expensive figure. Let's see. He does come with a decent, like he's got the extra head, but it's not a ton of stuff. This is like deluxe Mezco pricing. I don't even know that I need to spend that on Lobster Johnson, But for Hellboy, yes, please. That looks incredible. He wasn't the only cool thing today. There was a couple of them. So, what's everyone's opinions on the Batman cowl? I don't even know what to think of it. I pre-ordered this with the distributor like a year ago. So I don't know what to think. Korea. Yeah, I do. I love my family very much. Fun fact, back when I was at Panera, when I knew it was time to start looking for another job and get out of restaurants, my wife used to have to either bring the kids in to say goodnight at night, or I'd have to call them. It was really sad. All right, so aside the cow, what else? What else? Also, so we also got this. So this is not for me, but I know a lot of people are, John, looking at you, into the Frazetta stuff. I just don't see the difference between this and the first Dark Wolf. But since I was sold out of the first Dark Wolf, I was like, yeah, sure, I'm in. The first one was great. This, though, this got me excited. Like, I'm not a Transformers guy, but this 3-0 stuff is incredible. The only thing keeping me right now from opening up my Optimus and my Megatron MDLX is because I want the big DLX version. So I think I'm going to hold off and be good until they come back out. They're re-releasing them. But this stuff's incredible. It doesn't transform, but come on. We're old men. We don't need our Transformers to transform. We need them to be metal. I don't know when the Select is coming out, actually. That's the next one to come out, I think, isn't it? Let's see. I got to redesign the site, guys. It's not as user-friendly as I want it to be. So I think Archangel comes out before this, but it's been a while. Like, Crimson Dynamo was like 3 or 4 months ago. So these seem like they should be any second now. Mama said, pop you out. I like that name. It's not only going to Amazon. This is McFarlane being douches, I guess is the word for it. They're just like only allowing certain things. They're like, oh yeah, this is up for Amazon only because we like big businesses and we want to screw everybody else. I don't know what they're doing. I had them up already. They're already gone. I'll have more in stock. McFarlane's doing weird crap lately. Like, who remembers this? Hold on. Didn't mean to hit that. Well, kind of. So here's their Crisis on Infinite Earths. Like, remember when they had these up for $40 a pop, so they would have been $160 for the set of 4? Notice my price. Probably didn't go that well for them, I'd say, huh? But, like, these are great figures, but, like, come on. What are we doing here, that price? Sure, you got to build a figure in there, but they're not worth $40 a piece. What are you doing? Even 30 that I'm selling them at's pushing it. Yeah, so they're calling this the Dark Wolf animated version. They're only making 1,000. It's a previews, which is Diamond exclusive. I have it. Big Bad has it. I'd recommend pre-ordering it because obviously there's not many. I sold a couple of them today when I put it up. I didn't see they put up a Shredder throne. Is that animated? Oh, that's interesting. Ben, I'm a bad influence. You can tell your significant other that it's my fault. That's on me. I'm like our truth with that. That $150 purchase, that's on me. Psycho Pirate was a weird one. Have I read Infinite Crisis? I'm not nearly as like steeped into the DC lore as I am, say, Marvel. And even that, I'm not that deep. But I don't know much. I know who the Spectre is from one of the first comics I ever read, which was Kingdom Come. But come on. I haven't heard anything on the Valaverse Hummer. I think I sold all of mine. I didn't buy many because there was a very low margin on them. They're big boys, so they're going to cost money to ship. so you don't make a lot on them. I'd imagine they're soon. I know I just got the bill for Series 5 for my down payment. I haven't made it yet. I need to do that tomorrow. Bobby, if you're watching, I'll pay you tomorrow. I haven't had time to sit there and pay it yet. Ben from the bunker, are you going to make you spend more money? You missed the Spectre. Don't I have them in stock? I thought I did. I guess I sold out. Hit me up. I might have another sitting around. Robo did the math. Robo's the freaking man. I love that guy. I really do. Like every interaction I've had with him, every time I've tried to meet him in person, though, like he is like mobbed by people. So Toy Fair and Awesome or PowerCon I tried, he was just like, I'm like, I don't want to interrupt, but he was a good dude. Yeah, they're dropping the ball on this Deadpool and Wolverine stuff, huh? So there are Marvel Legends slated for this weekend. Let me see. Without Hasbro getting mad at me. So the Marvel Legends that are slated for this weekend are all coded. They're coded as code name, Tidal Wave 1, Tidal Wave 2, Tidal Wave 3. I'm wondering if they are Marvel Legends figures. Or I'm sorry, they are Marvel Legends. I'm wondering if they are the Deadpool figures. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Very curious. I don't know what the heck they're doing with that, though. It seems to be a bad decision as far as not having them out yet. Like, I feel like so much is riding on Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, I feel like the entire movie theater industry is counting on this. And I don't know about you guys, but I've really enjoyed the marketing campaign for this. Like, it's very old school. Like, we're getting cups and like they're everywhere. It's like on Doritos bags and Taco Bell. I really love it. I don't get any of the Joy Toy exclusives. Vinny has not been able to track them down. Hey, Ted. Hello, dope Ted. How you doing, brother? Hope you're well. I can walk now. Last time I met you was at PowerCon when I was in a scooter or a hover round. That was fun. SDCC. Yeah, so last year I said, maybe I'll go by myself next year. Hopefully I can have somebody really running the website and the purchasing end by then. I still don't, though. Like, I have a lady who does my customer service and she puts on the bare bones of my figures, but she doesn't really know them. So I have to like make some adjustments, fix the pictures, make sure they're in the right category. I do all of the purchasing myself. It's a weird situation. I said this earlier in the stream, but I made an offer to somebody who I used to work with. I actually knew her for like 16, 17 years. When I met her, what was she? She was 17. I was 24 and she was getting married. And I was like, this ain't going to last. And here we are 17 years later. She's married still. Her kids are like teenagers. And she's a great kid, great girl. I still call her a kid, even though she's 30 something now. But she was getting out of Panera. I made her an offer and a big company made her an offer. And I'm like, you know what? Try the big company. You owe it to yourself to see if you like it. If you don't like it, I'll still be here. But she's like a total nerd. So I really wanted her. She knows like the properties probably better than Anna does. Anna's a nerd for certain things, but not all things. Yeah, definitely need to hire some more people. Right now, all of our employees are none of them are toy collectors, which makes it hard. Well, that's a lie. Kyle, who is our YouTube producer, he's a toy collector. But other than that, makes it hard. Makes it hard. You placed your order. Congrats. Oh, a lot of you just placed an order, huh? I will ship that out to you tomorrow. Well, I won't. Anna will ship that out to you tomorrow. Anna, and what's tomorrow? Thursday. Anna and Liam? I think Liam's here tomorrow. I didn't get in on the ramen racer. Actually, the video I have coming up is about something called the Bandito, which is very similar, but a little bit different. It's made more towards customizers. I should have gotten in on the ramen racer. I'm finding it at a point now where like I'm hitting my max capacity for getting things on the store in a timely manner. So I've almost gotten to the point where I have to like not carry as many things, even though it makes sense financially, just because I can't stretch myself any thinner. Yeah, that's been a problem. Definitely need to get some more employees. Oh, I just got the email about Shredder's throne. So let's pull this up. This I don't get this. All right. Hey, Toy International has it up. What's up, Jay? I know you just landed in Cali. All right. So what is this in one scene? I've seen this movie dozens and dozens of times, but the throne never stuck out to me. There's no way I'm paying for this. Whereas the Shredder, I would always pay for. Chris wins comment of the night with it, calling this the beta Serpentor's throne. I don't know what the third figure is for the Deadpool wave. I haven't been spoiled on that yet, but I'm excited. Jay's the man. I like his news sites just because it's easy for me to keep up on. Between him and, sorry, Jay, I'm going to cheat on you here and tell you my other favorite news source is Paternia Doom on Twitter. They're the best. Yes, sir. I wait 5K. I got 1,000. I do and I don't. It depends on what it is. Most of the stuff I've been bringing in, I have access to almost anything in the world at this point. It's just a question of, do I have access at a good price? And do I have access in a timely manner? So, and also, do I think it's worth setting up the investment? So if you're interested in anything, shoot me an email. I'm always happy to know more. I love getting more into the smaller lines and stuff. Yes, I hate saying this, but Furry Planet. It sounds so terrible. They emailed me from China like 3 years ago when I was first kind of new to this. I didn't know what the hell I was doing still. And I was like, no one's going to want that. Little did I know. This is even before I sold Mythic Legions. But I need to get into those. It's a work in progress. I do. I need an intern. So what I really want is somebody who can do that, but also be like pretty cool with the whole like being on camera thing. Not to be in like the main videos, but I love to be able to just like throw up 4 or 5 shorts / TikTok / reels a day just to what's going on. Hey, look what just came in. Stuff like that. The Egyptian Figura Secura, it's still, you might be able to see it. It's sitting below the Sentinel. I haven't opened them yet. I'm behind. Oh, Funko is a disaster. I don't even try. I don't Funko. No. I tried. Took up shelves and shelves and they didn't sell. Any thoughts on the not Pit? I think I saw the hell is it? Oh, it was Ryan Laser Pants. I think I saw him talking about how like they made a Pit knockoff, but the artist or the creator's getting like no credit for it. So I wouldn't touch it just because of that. It looks cool though. Like you can't just steal people's characters, man. That's kind of messed up. And that looks a lot like Pit. I don't know. That looks a lot like Pit. Yes, it does. It looks cool, but I'm not paying for something that somebody else is kind of screwed. Who's making the new Simpsons figures? I know that they were being made by Super 7, and then they lost the license. So who's making them now? Jax. I guess I'll have to reach out to him. Rum and Coke, baby. Nectar of the gods. I never got past my college phase. This is the 100 proof, though, so more bang for your buck. NECA King Conan. So I haven't gotten my order in of the bulk of them. I got one. Literally, Diamond sent me one because I got their last one. Looks cool. I'm waiting for my buddy John to open it and then tell me what he thinks. That's sad. That really is sad because you can only make so much money, and when you own your own thing, I hate to see anybody take advantage like that. I really do. I mean, I think it's really cool when people are able to figure out ways to make money on properties they didn't create, as long as it's not screwing people. Great example. I think that BBTS is freaking geniuses for their Santa Claus line. Like, you get something out of the public domain, make your own version of it. It's genius. Mr. Magnus, that means that Loose Collector just basically tells us random stuff and we hope that they're right. We don't really know when that stuff's actually going to come out. If you're talking about Lamerta, or as I call her, female Laparca, yeah, no one knows when that's actually coming. What's Dale talking? What else dropped recently? So we talked about those. I don't do Masterpiece, but new Masterpiece are up. They're not really a big seller for me. I don't know that the company behind Street Fighter, much like Mezco, I don't know that there's human beings behind it. Fun fact, they hired a marketing firm for New York Toy Fair where they had like young, attractive looking women who pretended to work for them, handing out their business cards, but then they didn't respond to anybody. So, oopsie, who knows? Ben. Yes. I had an offer this year for an exclusive from a very well-known company, very, very good company. And my conservative economic tendencies pushed me away. It was a $75K investment, and I was scared, man. It scared the crap out of me. And I'm hoping that this person, whose name might rhyme with Abby, hooks me up next year again and offers me something else, because I feel like I made a mistake. I feel like I should have taken that and just ran with it. But I didn't. I should have, though. I should have. Definitely should have. What else is new? This looks whatever. This is not for me. Not for me. Don't care. Yeah, Roland, that's what surprised me. I thought that their Universal monsters sucked. Like, I've seen them. I'm like, oh, these things look like dollar store figures. But they're Street Fighters, with the only problem being that the first run of Ryu looked like he had jaundice. Good night. I love you. I love you. Soon. I got 87 people watching. They said I have to be there. There's 87 people still on. We're hanging out, bro. No, we're talking about Mafex at the moment. All right. Love you. This isn't for me. I got to tell you, Amazing Spider-Man. what's his face? What is this? What is this? This looks like the Twilight version of Andrew Garfield. I have a feeling that once we get the final figure, it's going to be way better, but this is not good. Not good. Love this, though. Spider-Man India, I love it. Love it. Have you guys seen the Spider-Verse, or not the Spider-Verse, the figure arts Deadpools? They look great. Anything else new? This is all last week now. Fun manga story. Got this. I'm like, why is this guy naked? It's always fun buying figures to properties I don't know. I don't know this, but this guy's naked. But everyone tells me it's a main character and I need to have him. So there he is. Other main characters. I watched a TikTok earlier of a guy whose girlfriend made him read a manga. And it was like the first page to Berserk. Why is this so hard to find? Who knows? And yeah, wow, that was intense. I had to Google it. I'm like, wow, that's intense. I thought about carrying the Jada cars. I just don't know. That's like an older person market, right? Like 40s, 50s. So my age, older guy. I just don't know what the market is for the ones that they make up, you know? Like, why does Count Chocula have a car? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I thought about trying it. I don't think his name is The Flesh. Just a hint. Let's see. It's figure arts. This guy. So I looked at the first page of his comic. Google Berserker Guts first page. Woo. Ted, where did you even get demands from them? Like, that's my thing. This is one of the things I hate about being a retailer. When I go to one of these companies and I say, what do you want to be direct? And they tell me, huh? And they look at me like I'm drunk. That's where I get mad, even if I am drunk. Like, give me a number. Is it $1? Is it $10? Is it $100? Is it $1,000? Give me a freaking number. So, Ted, if you got a hold of somebody, I'll be impressed. Let me know what they told you for a number. I'm very curious to know what their demands are, because I've had no luck and I'm still buying $10K a month. So the problem with that is their releases. If they released a Street Fighter a month, how many Street Fighters does it take to make 10K? That's a lot of Street Fighters. Crap. That's 833 Street Fighters. Holy shnikes. Yeah, I can't sell that many Street Fighter. 10K a month. You know what we need to do? Ted, I should open an account and then be your hookup, and we should just split it. So we hit the MOQ, and we can tell people like EE and Diamond to suck it and just go from there. I thought about that a lot. Like, all the other retailers like me who aren't named BBTS and EE, like, what if I opened an account in my name and I sold you guys stuff at cost? So the cost of what I pay for inbound shipping and the product, plus the cost of packing it and sending it to you, which I don't know what that is. It's not that much. Thought about it, but I need a warehouse to do that. Ted, if I ever get if I get my McFarlane account after my Angry Monday video, you're my first call. Is Castlevania the video game where you end up in your underwear if you lose a life? Or is that Ghosts and Goblins? Don't know. Don't know. Oh, what else is going on? Anything else new? NECA did like a dump last week. Like NECA dumped stuff, man. They like all the stuff that was out for Holothon, like Kirby, Baxter Stockman. They dumped a lot of stuff. One of my favorite things that NECA dumped though in the last month or so was all of the turtles. Those Mirage turtles, that 4-pack's going for like $200, $300, but you can get them all for 36 a piece now. By the way, here's a fun one. Plastic Pizza, the rum and coke is kicking in. Also, it's the 100 proof Captain Jack Sparrow. So, yeah, 36 a piece. What does that add to? 36, 71, 42. That's less than I paid for the 4-pack at retail, kids. At retail. What's up with all the Beetlejuice stuff all of a sudden? I'm actually really excited for the new movie, literally because of the trailer. One line, all he has to do is say, the juice is loose, and I'm in. That's all it took. What Mirage Turtles are you waiting on from last Christmas? Are you waiting on the 4-pack? Because I don't think you're ever getting it. Good lordy. Chris, they're never going to. Here's why. Because they send things over in bulk. So, like 2 weeks ago, I got so much stuff that hit my distributor all at once. Like, I even called my distributor like a month ago, and I was like, hey, my bank account has way too much money in it. Where the hell's all my shit? And they're like, yeah, Hasbro's going to send it all at once. And they did. And apparently, for those of you who do the order now, pay later game, Hasbro plans on doing another huge dump right after SDCC. So expect a lot. NECA's been going through some issues, like on the back end. Jose, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for saying this. I love you guys. But they went through a computer system change, and if anyone ever had a job where you went through a computer system change, you feel their pain. Dude, it was ugly. Yes, they did. We get so it used to be the Toonie Terrors line. Now it's just the Toonie line, where they said, hey, here's Bert and Ernie. I don't know. No, they're not articulated at all, are they? I don't think they are. But they're cheap-ish. $16. Why not? Why not? I kind of like these. Boss Fight did these. I'm not going to lie, though. I was more of a Heathcliff guy. Yeah, Ivan, I'm guessing they don't have the license. That's the only reason that makes sense to me that they wouldn't have made any of the cartoon stuff. That cartoon was freaking hot for a while, man. Yeah, Maurice, Hasbro always does the dump, and this sounds crazy saying up front, and it's a little scary because you have to trust who you're buying from, but paying up front is good in the sense that you're not going to get surprised. It sucks at first because you're like, oh man, I got to pay for this now, even though I don't get it till later. But the amount of joy you get of getting a figure in the mail that you paid for 4 months ago, can't describe it. Okay. Trust me. There's a reason I take money up front. There's a couple reasons. One, cash flow helps the business grow. Another reason, personally, I've never been a huge fan of paying later. Like, sure, when you're placing the order, it feels good, but it doesn't really make any sense because you never know when it's coming in. And then it just hits your credit card. It throws off your budget. It's not good. Adam X12 or 12. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Omar 0. I got exactly what I needed. I had to search to get enough to cover my pre-orders, and that was it. What am I hoping for the most? Oh, man. No one's asked me that, Ben. Huh. I guess my expectations are pretty low. when it comes to Hasbro, my favorite thing, the thing that excites me the most is whenever we get new HasLabs. Like, that's what really gets me like, oh, here's my money, take it, excited. So there's not much that they can show. I think the things that are going to excite me the most are going to be anything from Mafex, because they don't like, except for SDCC, they don't show much. Same with Jada. There's stuff from Jada from the last SDCC that still hasn't gone up for pre-order. Guile. Like, there's so many Street Fighters I'm so excited for. We got Guile. Who's the green guy? Blanca? Zangief? I love that line. It brings me back to 1992 on my Sega Genesis, man. Oh, I would absolutely carry Mask. Mask is going to be huge when they bring it to 6-inch. Someday it's going to happen. Mondo, another great company. I love their 12-inch figures, even though I only have one. I have He-Man. I love him. I want more. Yeah, sometimes the long pre-orders suck. They really do. Other times it's nice because it's like, get your pre-order in, pay the money, but then it shows up and you're excited. The problem is you have to have somebody you trust. Like, we all saw what happened with Dorkside. There's a reason that, like, I don't take people trusting me as their retailer lightly. I take it really seriously. That's why I'm big on honesty. We already talked that one. Animated Batmobile. I've got the regular 89 Batmobile. Over here I have the Tumbler. That's enough Batmobiles for me. Have the pictures come out for the Batman Forever Batmobile, because that's coming. That one looks cool. I might get that one. The Crispy Wafer. You have hit two of my biggest issues, Crispy. So the 5-pack, I've seen that in stock in other places. I still haven't gotten it yet. For whatever reason, on Transformers, I'm consistently getting them exactly when they're due. So, like, this was up at other stores in late May, early June. I still don't have the 5-pack yet. I'm trying to figure out where the hell it is. My contact to Hasbro has been kind of like, yeah, we got it coming. The Zabu wave, depending on what you ordered, will be here next week. If you ordered Solo Cable was incredibly short. So I'm not going to have a ton of him. Most of the pre-orders for Solo Cable are going to be pushed until November. Everybody else will be here next week. I got my assortments for the... So basically, if you don't know, figures from Hasbro come either as assortments or as solids. All of my Zabu Wave assortments were sold as sets. So those came and went a long time ago. All of the solids are coming next week, except for Cable. So if you have something with Cable in it, shoot me an email and I'll ship you everything but Cable. I'll probably do that for everybody in the next 2 or 3 weeks, but if you want it sooner, let me know. Any word on a Batman with Michael Caine? Nothing. I haven't heard even a rumor. I hear you, Roland. Are you talking about when you pay ahead or when you don't know? When you don't know, that's when it's scary. Ben, I feel you. That stuff is expensive, but it's still nice to look at. Full disclosure on the Hiss tank, never seen it in person. My buddy got one, but I haven't been to his house in a few months. I have to go see it. The ramen bread car, I don't get it. The ramen car was cool. There's also another car on the market called the Bandito. I have a video coming out with it soon. It's pretty cool. Ted, thank you on the live stream comment. I appreciate that. It's always one of those things. I actually live stream when I'm in a bad mood on purpose because it puts me in a good mood. I was in an annoyed mood today because there was a location I was looking at for a warehouse that fell through. So I'm like, my wife was like, go on a live stream, you'll feel better. And sure enough, I do. Podcast, probably early September. Full I first of all, I tried to get ahead on regular YouTube videos because I wanted to get back to every week, and I was really struggling with it. I'm back to it for a whole, well, we got 6 weeks in a row. Woohoo! But I basically got videos filmed all the way through August already, so I'm in a pretty good spot with that. The podcast itself, because I am OCD, I've been like researching software and stuff, but my hope is to launch it early September. The reason I'm waiting is I want to make sure that I do it consistently. Also, I have a lot of research to do. Like, I want to look at like all of the other toy YouTube live streams that have regular times. It's important to me to schedule it at a time that is not their time. I don't want to steal from anybody. I don't want to compete with anybody either. I want to have a good time frame. So I'm working on it. Hogan or Macho Man, if I rip my shirt off, what does that tell you? It's Hogan all day. With cable even shipping. Yeah, cable will be fine, but he's not going to. It's going to be like the Scarlet Spider-Man. Today, July 24th, Scarlet Spider-Man, you can find him in stock at multiple websites. But he was initially due in April. It's going to be the same thing for cable. He was initially due in July. He'll be readily available by the end of the year. By readily available, though, I mean he'll be in stock. You'll have like a 2-week window to buy him. Then he's going to sell out and be hard to get. I feel you there, man. Before I had the store, my wife and I's deal was we gave each other a $50 a paycheck allowance. So every paycheck, we would give each other $50 from our shared pot, and that was my toy money. It was scary. Yeah, Roland, I hear you with that. It's a weird thing. Like, I have so many people that are like, I would buy from you if you charge for pre-orders when they come in. And I get that, especially with stores who go up and steal money. I hope that people realize the fact that I put myself out there so much, that's not going to happen. I know what I'm doing. But at the same time, I just don't feel like it's good to do that. Like, when you don't know when the money's coming out, it is stressful. Crispy Wafer, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really love you guys. Like, I can't tell you how much, here we go, I'm going to get sappy. The life change of going from having to work in restaurants where I'm like, oh, what's that? Your whole wheat toast is a little too dark for your liking, to where I am now in life. It's a testament to how great things are in general. And I can't thank you all enough for supporting us, for trusting us. You guys are awesome. You really are. Can't thank this community enough. But we are at 2.5 hours. My wife is texting me saying that the kids want to kiss goodnight, which they're probably asleep by now. But I'm going to go give it to them. Love you all very much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. We'll do this again soon. I promise. I'll try not to do these as infrequently as I have been. All right. So remember, guys, you know the rule. Got to get old. Don't have to grow up.